contributing facts to our juvenile delinquency assessment. Juvenile delinquency today. Rock and roll music and why I preach against it. Why I believe that is because I know how it feels. I know what it does to you. It does. The evil.
So I'm at the Barfy ahead of Sleepwave's first UK show. How are you feeling?
We're feeling good. We're a little jet lagged, not sure what day it is, but overall we feel pretty stoked.
Yeah.
Good. Now, when you come to the UK, apart from Nando's, what's the first thing you want to do?
I guess the first thing your body wants to do is go to sleep, but we fight it. We fought it as hard as we could. I don't know. It's cool to see some sights, which we haven't done yet. But
I don't want to be cliche, but I got to stick with Nando's because
Yeah.
that literally was the first thing we did.
it's the first thing we did.
It was amazing.
Did it live up to your past memories of Nando's?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
That was your first time? First experience, Nando's?
Well, I heard them talk about it endlessly. Where were we? Baltimore? There was a Nando's in Baltimore?
Yeah, the few of us that have been to the UK before, we all went. There's one in America, and we all went. And
I missed that trip personally, but I got speech after speech about how great it was. Peri
Rubbing it
this and yeah, exactly, spicy that, and so I didn't know what to expect besides just greatness in general, and it completely lived up to it. Blew my mind.
it's great.
It was amazing.
And then apparently they sponsor bands or something like that.
Yeah, you need a black
We gotta get on
card.
that. We need the black card. That's what we need.
Emma, yeah.
Nando's.
Next task. Priorities and everything. Now, did you see this show as kind of a teaser for tomorrow to kind of ease you into UK shows? Because tomorrow's a doozy, it's a big one.
I don't know. I don't think it's a teaser. To me, it's like equally as fun in a completely different way. Like playing Wembley is amazing, especially on our first trip over. Like that's more than we can ask. And Ollie was cool enough to invite us to play this show, which is great. But on the equally cool part, playing a small, sweaty show in front of, a handful of people, it's like super intimate, I don't think it gets... They're equally awesome in totally different ways. You get to win over a lot of people and play in front of a massive crowd, but you're kind of disconnected. And then this is like you're on top of everyone, it's sweaty, you have a good time, you get to shake everyone's hand. I think they're equally as cool, man. Like, we definitely didn't look at this like a warm-up show. We looked at this as like, hell yeah, we could do a headline show.
Yeah, that's a good way of thinking of it.
Get in people's faces a little bit.
Yeah.
Because a barricade is just that, For me, I do have a preference. I prefer the sweaty room 9 times out of 10. Because it's just it's intimate in the way that what you put out, if you get it back from those kids and they're stoked, you feel it twice as much, and doesn't feel like a swarming mass of people. You can stare into the whites of their eyes a little bit,
Yeah, it's about getting that contact, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
And we don't get this back, like we don't get to. Obviously, if it all goes according to plan, you come back and you play a bigger venue. You come back, you play a bigger venue. You come back, play an even bigger venue. So it's cool to be able to do like a first UK show. Again, for me,
In terms of your nerve levels, though, is tonight the one that you're more rumbling in the belly, or is tomorrow, due to the size, more scary prospect?
I think there's a constant rumble in the belly.
Really?
Yeah, it stays pretty consistent.
It's been a high stress month for Sleepwave, and in a good way, though. We stay constantly rumbled.
Well, I think when it comes to shows, I think we get excited more than anything. Like that's the if there are nerves, they take that form. I get antsy. Like let me out there.
Yeah.
I think if you lose that, then you kind of lost the love for it. I think it's good.
You'd worry, wouldn't you?
Yeah, like in my previous band, the whole time I still had the same butterfly feeling. Than I did the first day of tour and then the last day of tour. So I think it's a cool, good thing to keep in your body. Butterflies. Everyone likes butterflies.
Yeah. Hold the flies.
Now, is there one of you that keeps the other one calm, or is there other one that's the more stress head amongst the both of you?
Yeah.
Is that a very obvious answer?
Yeah. I mean, something that I enjoy about this band that it's never really been present in other bands that I've been in is that, you know, I think the group always kind of has a leader or someone who has the vision, like with a bullet, where it's just like this is how it needs to go and this is why, etc., etc. But I think with him having the experience that he has under his belt, the sort of the ego and the childishness that can come with that confidence isn't there. You know what I mean? I think it's just, if he's concerned, it's genuine concern for a valid reason. And, you know, on my end, I tend to play a support role just in life in general, you know?
I'm the stressed one.
And I enjoy that because there's, you know, a weight that he sort of bears unto himself that I don't know that I'm really, you know, prepared for in so many ways. And at the same time, I think I'm able to point out a lot of positives that maybe went, you know, under the radar for sake of that big idea.
Yeah.
You know? So in a way, it's like it's a good yin and yang.
Yeah, it's a good support system, yeah. I definitely... I don't know. I don't know if it's because I've been doing the same thing for so long or just my vision I have for the band, but I'll beat myself into a wall, like if I don't have someone being like, oh, everything's gonna be okay, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna be all right.
You know, like be it writing a song or doing a business deal or, you know, whatever. It's I'm pretty stressed a lot, but that's okay. Things get, you know, go up and down though.
Yeah.
And conversely, I could be a little too hippie about my approach. Just like, it's all right, it'll work itself out. And he's like, no, we gotta, you know what I mean?
It's a good balance.
Yeah, it really is.
The world is ending every day.
Oh, God, I'm a bit like that.
No, it's not.
Now, I've got a lot of friends that I love dearly, but I know I couldn't work with them. When did you know that this relationship would work in terms of touring together and working together?
I don't think we really did. I think we just... What was kind of cool about it is we were just friends that liked the same kind of music, and I was so busy all the time and would come home and we just hang out and play music, and we didn't really talk about it. We didn't plan on Sleepwave being the next anything of either one of our lives, and it just kind of slowly evolved into this seems like these guys don't want to tour anymore. This seems like things might be weird. All of a sudden, they don't. I'm on the phone with him like, dude, they just had a meeting with me that it's done. Like they're not going to tour at all. Period. Ever again. They're not going to play music ever again. They're done. They're out. I was like, good thing we've been jamming on songs for so long. We just then we took like a more serious approach of all these jam sessions we had recorded. It's just like, well, let's tidy them up and do some real demos and shop it around. And we shopped for like 9 months and then made the record, and it's just been kind of like a ever evolving thing, so smooth and so slowly evolving that it just feels natural, you know.
Who did you play the songs to at first to kind of get an idea of whether you were going on the right direction or whether you're onto something? Was there anyone that you went to that you trusted that would tell you the truth?
We did the demos. Our friend who recorded the demos, I sent them. We had 3 demos before the real demos. I sent them to him through a fake name to see if he'd be interested in working on it, if he didn't know it was me. And he was like, "This is awesome." And I was like, "Yeah, it's me." Cool. Yeah. And then when we did the real demos, I played them for friends. Like I played them for Troy from Mastodon and Adam from Take Back Sunday and Greg from Dillinger Escape Plan.
Not a bad list of people, is it?
Well, just like people that are been my friends for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, like people that I've known and trusted. You know, someone that
People that'll call you out.
Yeah, someone that would tell me like, yo, that last Under Oath record was good, or that I didn't like that because of this, or this song is, you know, you could do better. You know, these are my real friends, and everyone had such good things to say about it. And the producer that actually ended up working on the record was really, really thrilled on the idea of the songs, even before we signed the record deal. So that was good to know. Like David Bendith, being the producer that he is, was very keen on our songs. So that was a pretty good feeling. I think we knew we were on the right path, and we've always had the discussion of like, if I like it and you like it, and the producer whose name is going on it, us being the only 2 guys in the band, puts the stamp of approval on it, then fuck the label, fuck the management, fuck everyone else. No offense.
Yeah.
If the three of us that are actually working on this record feel okay putting our name on it as that's being the done product, then we did our job.
That's enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you'll lose yourself if you know what I mean. If you start taking everyone's 2 cents seriously, I think you'll lose what makes it yours. You know what I mean? You'll start catering to this guy, that guy.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's just the amalgamation of people's opinions and not your passion and not your. You know what I mean?
They get it watered down real fast. You know.
So when you've been in the industry for so many years, do you have that kind of mindset where you think, I'm going to do what makes me happy now, what I feel is what I need to get out there? Or do you think, I don't want to do anything that's going to taint my back catalogue? Is it kind of a mixture? Or?
No, it's just whatever makes us happy.
Yeah.
We get, I mean, not that we're the best musicians in the world, but we get, it's hard being being such a musical lover, it's hard being a musician and a music lover because there's a lot of music that you just you can't enjoy it because it just rubs you the wrong way in so many different ways. Being a quote unquote artist, whatever you want to call it, not sounding like a condescending asshole or anything, but it's tough because I think there's a lot of stuff that we know we don't like, and there's a very few things that we do like. So we tried to make our favorite record as far as rock. What is everything we want to hear? There's definitely our influences on our sleeve.
Best way to say that, yeah.
You can tell that we love Nirvana and Alice in Chains and Nine Inch Nails and the Deftones when you hear a record, but it doesn't sound like any one of those bands. It's all the things we love from those bands, plus everything that we're not hearing from every other band and our favorite bands. There's still stuff that you hear as a writer and a musician, if they only would have done that. But they don't, because they're not you. So be you and do what it is that you want to hear, and then try to up it and make it better, and then you have a record.
That's almost more challenging than, you know what I mean, or getting yourself to a point where you actually are as excited by the end of the songwriting process as you were when that first riff came out or that first idea hit the table. I think that's a much more enjoyable road despite its difficulty than just how do we meet the demand of whatever style is in or cater to,
because we haven't
what's happening.
We still don't really quite fit anywhere yet, so we're not really sure where to go.
That's kind of nice in a way because you stand out on your own.
It's great, just no one knows where to put us yet. Right. Who to put us on tour with.
Hard for the management team and press people,
but make them work for it.
Yeah.
Right?
I want to go back to working with David Bendeth because I know he pushes artists sometimes to a point, almost breaking point. Did he do that with you? And are you able to come away going, he's my mate, or is it just an efficient working kind of relationship?
I'll never talk to him again.
Bad.
I've sworn him off.
No.
Shunned him for life.
I definitely think he pushes you to your breaking point and past it. He'll push you further than anyone's ever pushed you before. But I think he sees the potential in someone. Within the first day, he knows how far he can push you.
Yeah.
And he'll go there. And it's really, really, really hard. But it makes for the best record. That's the best, most real record I've ever made. And I can speak for him as well. Because it's not full of computer tricks. It's not full of programs that fix your vocal and fix the drums and fix the guitars. He's old school, so he makes you play like that generation, of people that were really playing their guitars and really playing the drums and really singing.
So you have to get better.
Yeah, I think you leave his studio way better. You might be worn out and have gray hairs when you never have before and lost a year of your life due to stress, but I would go back. And I would suggest most of my friends that I think could handle it to do it because it's worth it.
I guess you've got thicker skin now as well, so you can go back and he might give you even more grief.
Yeah, I mean, I had moments months after leaving where I would just have these baby epiphanies, just realizing that something he had instilled in me in that process had sort of marinated since I had left. Yeah. And I'd catch myself, we'd jam or something, or we'd be playing along, whatever, and I would have these moments where it's like, damn, I'm doing this. The sound I'm hearing is coming out of my hands right now, or you know what I mean? And a lot of those things, a lot of those improvements and changes for me as a musician are almost exclusively because of his relentless pursuit of the best thing that the two of you can get out together.
Yeah.
And for as grueling as it is, I don't think there's really any other way to get you know what I mean, to get to that place. Yeah. It's not free, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, I've heard you comment on mystery and how it's gone for a lot of rock stars these days, but you're doing social media, so how do you find that balance of keeping stuff back? What do you keep back?
I don't know. I mean, it's weird. I don't know. It's such a double-edged sword, because I played the no social media game through most of Under Oath, and now Sleepwave starting up, it's really bit me in the ass. Because they're like, you don't have enough followers. This is why you can't sell a record, or this is why you can't do this tour. You know, it's like they're all about how many Twitter and Instagram followers you have. And I've never been the selfie guy or the like, you know, take 16 pictures a day and post them. Because I still don't like that. Like, my friends that do that, I'll unfollow them.
No,
like,
brutal.
it's just, no, it's not that it's mean. It's just, I just don't want to flip through 15 pictures of your face before I see the next thing that
and
I
the
follow.
dinner.
While sitting next to them at a lunch table.
Yeah. And it's, you can't fight the future, but it's weird that now you play shows that, we were at Every Time I Die the other night, and those who are great friends of mine, and every kid that got on stage wasn't getting on stage to grab Keith and sing and then jump off. They were grabbing him and taking a selfie and then jumping off. And it's just so strange.
Well, it's a disconnect in so many ways.
But it is what it is. So, like, I think the Trent Reznors and the Tom Yorks of the world get away with posting once every 2 or 3 months, and everyone's like, oh my God, they posted. But now, you know, when people don't really know who you are, you can't do that. So I try to keep it to, like, you know, important things and funny things on Twitter. And, you know, I don't know. I think if I had kids, I wouldn't be taking a picture of them every day and posting it. Yeah. But at the same time, I understand why people do. It's just weird that the social media game is tough. And I still don't get it. I have no idea how it works, because
I second that emotion.
it goes way.
I feel like I do it wrong every day.
Yeah, I'm like, how do I only have 20,000 followers? It's going way over my head. Like, you know, Under Oath would be on a headline tour, and the bass player of the opening band has 80,000 more followers than our band page does. You know, it was just a little bit of a different generation and a little bit of a gap. And it's just, I'm still trying to figure out, how does this work? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think as long as you're not posting pictures of, like, oh, this is my brand new car, my brand new mansion, and my brand new sneakers, I think you're all right to post something every day. You know, keep your fans involved, but, you know, you're not taking pictures of, like, your new underwear you bought or whatever.
Yeah, it's like oversaturation, you know?
Yeah.
Quality content versus quantity of content.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about the album again, because you said it's your most honest work and you're really putting yourself out there. It's all true stories. So do you explain that to Stephen, like what this song's about, what these lyrics are about, or do you keep it vague?
Most of the time he's been living with it through me. You know,
he knows.
He was part of my life as it fell apart and came back together. And
definitely
one of the guys I used to call, you know, from tour when I was touring a lot, like, he'd be the person I call once a week, you know, or something like that. You know, so it's like we're basically brothers in that way, to where we kind of know exactly what's going on with each other, and we don't really have to be like, hey, I need to talk to you because you're acting strange. It's kind of like we know, and we're just there for each other. It's one of those. It's the same way the band works. It's like we don't really have to say much. It's like, I know when he's not doing well and when I should say something, and I have, and same thing with him. And, like, we know when to speak up and when to let it pass, and when to, you know, we're friends first.
And to leave them to it for a bit when they need a quiet moment.
Yeah.
Now,
it's funny. I didn't really get in his face too much about lyrical content, because I feel like that's his thing, you know. And I feel like I've always enjoyed working with him on whatever it was because of his strong suits, not because I can shape him into something else that I want to hear. You know, it's part of the joy of it. And I still have moments where I'll be listening to one of our songs or read over lyrics or whatever, and find myself realizing something about that even though I was there at the time or sat next to him when he wrote it or was there with him during the experience itself, I just didn't pick up on at the time. Yeah. And it's cool because the record just has value still that I haven't even found yet, that I just stumble onto randomly, and I get such a kick out of that. Because it's not it's not just all there and flat and paint by number. You know, it has a depth that's kind of hidden at times, and I think that's really cool. Because I'm a part of it, and I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
I think it was more based on the bands that we grew up on too. You know, bands that we look up to are you know, some of the older bands to kids now. You know, like stuff that we grew up with was even at the time for me, like I didn't understand it till I was older, because it was so deep and so poetic and cryptic. You know, it's like growing up loving Nirvana and Alice in Chains, and then being in your late 20s and going, oh my God. Yeah. But you still, as a 12-year-old, you were just like, oh my God.
You felt.
But then it happens again when you experience life, and then you know what they're talking about. You're like, oh my God.
You relate to them in different ways, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, final question. You went Soundwave. I think you've been a couple times before.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, is this your first time?
First lap for me, yeah. Oh. I'm so sad.
Wait, fifth or sixth time going to Australia. This will be my third time doing Soundwave.
Oh, jammy. That's not bad, is it?
We love Australia. It's beautiful. I'm glad to go with this little guy.
How do you cope in the hot weather? Are you going to burn, or are you all right?
I mean,
you got to wear sunscreen down there.
Yeah.
I am from Florida after all. Like, beach living is pretty standard in my world.
Nice.
But I'll probably still fry.
Have you got anything planned, like production-wise, that's special for Soundwave, or?
If we could bring production, we would have awesome production. I don't think we can.
Planes, you know, if airlines didn't charge you for overweight things, I'm sure we'd bring a lot more. But
what's the dream scenario, production-wise? Let's end on that. What if money was no object and logistics weren't a problem?
We've talked about this before. Having Under Oath did this thing with video feed the whole time that we shot ourselves, and we've kind of done the same thing where we're shooting stuff to every song video-wise. But we have our own light show that we program ourselves and built ourselves. The dream scenario obviously would be like, you know, 5 different projection feeds and a mega light show, and you know, making it all cohesive at one point. But I do like the audio-visual thing. I think
the two go hand in hand so well.
It can be portrayed in the right way. It's awesome.
Okay. Well, hopefully one day that will happen.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, have a great show tonight.
In the meantime, you get a bunch of headbanging and long hair.
It's still good though, isn't it? That's all we need. Yeah. And have fun at Wembley. Wembley. See you there.
Thank you for reminding me.
See you there.
Cool, right on.
Thank you.